Hello everyone, Vicki Achard here with Nature's Best Art. Thank you for joining me today. Today is week 4 of our Christmas season, making our Christmas tags. And this week I'll have made 20 altogether. If you make 5 each time we meet, then we'll total 25 next week. So I'm going to turn the camera down so you can take a look at it. Okay. So let me bring it to the camera so you can see all the sparkly snowflakes, and we're going to be doing some embossing today. Okay, the first thing we want to do is we want to create this back paper, and that is made with a punch from the punch is the Paper Studio, and it's 3.5 inches. And I have some scrap paper. You know, whenever I say scrap paper, I usually get it you know, a long time ago at Michael's. I'm just actually using it all up, you know, as much as I can, you know, doing these projects. And so, you know, it's the 12 by 12 pads. Okay, so you just put that in there. And I'm going to stand up for this because this is a punch that takes a little oomph for me. There we go. Got a good punch there. And so put that over here. All right, now let's remember to stamp the back, because remember we have on our tags we have the to and the from. If you don't have it, just write this. And because this is a little shiny, it might not dry right away, but what I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to be using this the dye ink, the Tuxedo Black, the Memento. I like that. And then my stamp is from Studio G. I got it at Michael's. Juice it up and stamp it. Okay. Get a nice impression. And because I'm going to use it right away, I am going to put some Kleenex on it just to dry it just a little bit that way. It'll take some of the ink off. But just because I want to, you know, make this on the video today, you know, I'll take some of that off. But it'll still be okay, see? Just don't want it to get all over my desk here. Alright, and then let's use our hole punch for the top. And this is real nice because you can tell where to put the punch. Right here, see? Okay, and I use a small one. You can use a bigger one if you want, whatever you have in your craft room. And let's put that, let's see, which one are we going to use today? Why don't we, well, we can put this one on. This one. I just want to show you how to do this. These are 11 inches that I cut. The ribbon. I use whatever ribbon is in my stash, you know, whatever looks pretty. Like we're using a lot of silver today, so I thought this silver one looks pretty. And also I have other ribbon, and I cut how you get these frays. I actually like this fraying look, especially, you know, on a gift bag. I think it looks really pretty. So, you know, what you do is you take another, well, it was a wider piece of ribbon, and you cut it, and that's what makes a fray. Same with this bow here. See how it's fraying a little bit? This was actually a wider ribbon, so I took my scissors and I cut it and kind of frays it. I think that looks pretty. Okay, so let's see. Let's put our snowflakes on now. Okay, so what I like to do, so it doesn't mess up my table, okay, we're going to get the color box and use the silver pigment. And then I have this wooden stamp. It's from Craft Smart, and it's really pretty. It has snowflakes on it. I really love it. Let's juice it up. And then you just start anywhere you want. You don't want them, you know, like too the same all over. You want to stamp it different like this, you know, you want to start at a different place, just so you have a little different look, and it goes off of the paper like that. Just makes it nice. Here maybe we just do one right in the middle. Okay, and then on the end a little bit, and then over here. Okay. Gonna put the top on that so it doesn't dry out. Alright, let's put that to the side. Now, let's see what's next. Let's stamp our ornament. What we're going to do is we're going to be using some watercolor paper today. And we're going to be using our watercolor pencils. So that's going to be fun. And then I'm actually going to emboss this today. Okay, so first we're going to emboss it, and then we're going to do the watercolor. You see that? This is my let me show you. For those of you who don't do much embossing, it's a VersaMark watermark stamp pad. And you know, if this ever runs dry, then I have this. It's called the VersaMark, the ink refill, and you can get that at Michael's or probably Amazon. Then you just, you know, dot it on there to get it juicy again. But I haven't had to do that in a long time. It's been pretty, you know, pretty good. Let me get my another paper under here. So what we're going to do is we're going to be using our, you know, I'm sorry I don't know the exact name of it, but I can tell you it's from Stampendous. And you know what I should have done, if you do get these, you know, it has the name on here, but they don't have the name on the bottle. So what I probably should have done was I probably should have written it on the top here with a permanent marker, or maybe put like a label on these, because it's either aged silver, sterling silver, or silver tinsel. And I really don't know. I think it could be silver tinsel because it's really shiny. But anyway, these are wonderful. They come in lots of various colors. I got that at Michael's. Okay, so let's do our stamping on our watercolor paper. Can you see that? Oh, no, I'm off camera here. There we go. Alright, and I'm going to really press down on this really well, because I want to get a really good impression. And if I don't, that's okay. I have a gel pen that, you know, a silver gel pen that you can use if you know, if your impression doesn't come out, you know, to fill it, you know, just to make sure it looks good. So okay, there we go. Put the top on this, and let's put our silver embossing powder on that. And I like to really put a lot on there. Okay. Okay, there we go. And let's see how it turns out. Oh, very pretty. Let me show you. See how pretty that is? For some reason, this stamp, I don't know if you can see it in the middle, it has like these 3 dots. I don't know why they have that, but I don't really like that. So I want to kind of get that away. And there's one little mark here that I want to get away here. So I use another paper like this. Let me see if I can put this down here. Just a few I'm going to take off, like right there, right there. Just those in the middle. I don't know why they have those in the middle. Anyway, all right. So now it's time to let's put this back in our. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put it in here. Actually, I'm going to get this out later and show you why I have it in my Glad bag container here. I'm going to just put that in here. I think it'll be just easier to put that there. Usually I put it like this. Here, you can't see it. Like that. And you can put it back in the bottle. But I'm going to be using this today, so I needed some more in there anyway, so, okay. Alright. So, and I did get some on my table, which is very typical when you're using this stuff. So, okay, let's use our heat tool. I have a Milwaukee heat tool, and it works real well. I'm going to be turning it on for just a little while to heat it up, and then I'm going to, you know, put it on here. So, to emboss that, okay? Here we go. Okay. Now, let's cut this out. I like to use this, I showed you these Tim Holtz scissors. They're very, very good. You know, and they're good for cutting ribbon, too. Really glad I came across these. So we're going to be cutting around the ornament, and we're going to be leaving all the silver that we can, okay? And right here we want to stop. We don't want to go actually to this silver part here. We want to leave a little bit because it's very thin, and I'll show you what we're going to do with that. We're not going to just leave it white, and I'll show you what we're going to do with that. But we're going to go around it like that. I'm going to come down this. Cut it a little wide. I'm going to cut it just a little bit more. There we go. And I want it a little rounder right here. Right there. Okay. And then I'm going to come down. Isn't this a pretty ornament? Really like this. And this is, I'm using a scrap of my Arches, 140 pound. You know, you can use whatever you have. You know, it could be Strathmore watercolor, any kind of watercolor paper, and it doesn't have to be 140 pound. You know. Okay, I just had a scrap of it from another project. All right, so that's that. And now we want to actually emboss our tag here that we made. And you know, I actually made another one yesterday because I knew this was going to be wet, and I didn't want to handle it, you know, because you have to handle it in the middle. And so I made another one. So let's put this one aside. I'll make that another one. I'm going to put another ribbon on here. I like to put the ribbon on before I do this because it helps me to, when I emboss the edges is what we're going to do. So let's do that. Put this ribbon. This is a pretty ribbon. Like I say, I have a little container of ribbon that I save. This was like from a product that I got. So I save a lot of different things, you know. So this is stamped too. Like I say, yesterday I did this. Alright, so let's emboss the edges of that. And this is where I like to use the VersaMark pad like this. What I do is I go around like that. See how you have to hold that, and you know the snowflakes aren't quite dry, so I'll probably be making that tag tomorrow. So actually I'll have 6 made because so that's good. So you just keep going around like that. Now you can go, you know, in a little bit on top of this a little bit. It depends on how much, you know, you want to emboss that the sides, or you can just stay on the corners if you want. Okay, and we're probably embossing a little bit of the back, and so, alright, since I went on the sides a little bit, I'm going to just go on the sides a little bit. And it doesn't have to be perfect when it gets embossed. Nothing has to be perfect, you know, when you hand make something. Alright, now let's get, this is where I like to use this. And I have these, like I have one, you know, I have a black, you know, for my black embossing, my white, and my gold. So, these come in, you know, real handy. Okay, and I just use the spoon and I put it around there. So you don't have to put it in the you know, the container every time. These are the ones that I use a lot: the silver, the gold, you know, the white and the black. And so, okay, there we go. Alright, I'm going to just put that back in the container. And now I'm going to be using the heat tool. Okay, I did get quite a bit let me just take it to my garbage can here. Knock it a few times. So I got quite a bit in the middle there. And that's why I like these wipes in the craft room. It helps to get all this off. Okay. Alright. And off my fingers. It gets everywhere, doesn't it, this stuff? But it's pretty. It's, you know, once in a while it's worth using, right? Okay. Now, let's take our pretty ornament and we're going to put a dimension on it, so that it, you know, it has a little dimension. And these are, I think these are from Recollection, actually. And so I put 4 in each corner. And then 1 in the middle. Okay. And then what I like to do is I like to put it right in the middle, kind of right below the ribbon. See where that hook it would be, right below the ribbon. Now the next thing I want to do is take my gel pen and I want to fill this out. And these are called tech writers. And I mentioned last time that they do dry out. Once you get these, they like to be used. But I didn't mention, I have tried this and it does work on some of them. What you do is if this is not working well, let's see, I'm sure that I just checked this morning, it was working well. Let me see. Yeah, it's working well. This one's working well. Yay. Well, anyway, but if they do dry out, what you can do is you can put it in water, in warm water, for about 5 minutes, actually, the whole thing. I want to fill this out, so I'm just going to take this and just go along the sides of it like that, and then in the middle here, just so it looks filled out. I just like it better if it's more silver than white. For some reason it just looks better to me. Okay, so there's that. That's real simple. All right, now let's take our watercolor. This is actually a inktense Derwent watercolor pencil. It's teal green, 1300, and I love teal and gray together. So what we're going to do is we're going to just put some on our ornament here. We actually had all the Christmas cards ready to go about, maybe 2 weeks ago. But we haven't gotten our stamps yet from, I don't know where my husband ordered them. I don't think he ordered them from the post office somewhere. And so, you know, we had decided we better put our other stamps on. You know, I like to coordinate our stamps, you know, our Christmas stamps, with my, you know, Christmas card that I send every year. And I'm kind of fussy with that, you know, since I work with paper and I'm an artist and all that. I'm just but anyway, so what we did was, I said, you know, I told my husband, I said, we better get these Christmas cards out, you know, to people who don't live in the area. So what we did is we used our other stamps, and they are like dinosaurs and Elmo. You know, we send our grandchildren things, so we're using those kind of stamps on our Christmas card. But you know, it's just the way it is. You know, and the dinosaur isn't just a little dinosaur. It's like a real big T-Rex and has the mouth open. And thought, oh my goodness, when they get this. Then there's one we sent. It has an astronaut on it. The stamp does. It just doesn't go along with my Christmas card. But well, we got them out to the, you know, out-of-state people, and we're waiting. We're still waiting for our. We're not sending the local folks their card yet. We're hoping to get the stamps in a couple days. Isn't that pretty? This teal. I love that. And so you just activate it. I'm using an acrylic brush because I just didn't want to get any of that glittery stuff on my brush, my watercolor brushes. So alright, so now let's dry this, and that I'm going to use my hair dryer, of which I actually have to plug in because I have so many plugs for things, using the heat tool today, that I'll plug that hair dryer in. Alright, so let's dry that. Okay, and you get this really pretty color. Can you see it? And you know, I might want to. I only put one coat of, you know, the watercolor. I'm going to try something. I am going to see if I like it a little darker. I'm going to put another glaze on this, just because I'm curious, and just to see if I like it a little darker. Oh, let me just try this. Just to see. Okay. It makes it really pretty dark, doesn't it? It might actually make the embossing disappear a little bit. It's just kind of like I wanted to see if that would happen. Let me get a little bit more water on here. or it just might make it a darker color, which I would want. Maybe. Let's see if I like that. I don't know. We'll see. You know, watercolor always dries lighter. When it dries, it's always a lighter color. And acrylic is, you know, gets darker as it dries. So anyway, so let's see if we like that better. If with the two glazes on. Oh, it's my birdie clock. All right, let's try this. Okay, let's compare, see what we like. Let's see now. This was the one that I've just put the other glaze. Well, you can tell it's a little darker. It doesn't take, well, you can actually see the embossing better just on the one layer of the watercolor paint, you know, the pencil. So I think I'll just do, you know, from now on the one, if I make these again, just the one layer. Okay, now let's put our bow on. Let's see, here it is. And these this ribbon was really pretty, but what it had was it had gold dots on it, and all I did, I simply took my Stickles, my glitter glue, and I put the silver because, you know, of course, you know, these are silver. So and then how I got these on was I used my Zots. I love these Zots, as you all know. This time I used a small permanent kind, and so let's get a Zot out, because it's like no mess, no fuss on these Zots. So I like to cut one out. They come in a roll like this, and then I like to put it right where I'm gonna put my ribbon, which is right here. Okay, and then you just peel it away. Sometimes it peels easier than other times. Sometimes you have to push it down like that a little bit, but it works real well. There it is. And then you take your ribbon and then you just push it right where you want it, like that. Hold it on there and it'll just be right. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I just love it. Do you love it? So sparkly, so pretty. And then we got our embossing around the edge here, embossing on our ornament, and I just love it. I think they're so pretty. Now, so I made 5 altogether. Let me get all the 5. And of course, I got all this sparkly stuff from the embossing. But the whole thing, of course, you know, is not embossed. But you can emboss the whole thing if you don't have this this color box silver stuff. This pigment ink, that's what we made, you know, the snowflakes with. And you can emboss the snowflakes, you know, if you just have that. Or if you just have the stamp, you can just do everything with the stamp. Okay, so let's get our 5 out. Anyway, okay, now, and then here's the one I made last year. Remember, I always am a year ahead with my designs, and it's interesting. See, this is a different silver, and it's not very shiny, and I didn't put the snowflakes. But I thought, you know, I think it would look pretty with the snowflakes, so that's what I did this year. And so, you know, your design doesn't have to be in stone, you know what I mean? You have, as an, you know, creator, that right to change anything you want when you make things the next time, of course. It's just fun that way. And and this is the ribbon I had last year. I liked it, but I didn't have any more of that. So then I have this ribbon, and I put this on it or this on it. And when I make this one, I'm going to let this dry. Probably later I'm going to do this one. It has the silver ribbon on it. So anyway, so aren't they beautiful? I just love them. Had a lot of fun today, and so glad that you joined me. so happy to be able to do this and to get us in a Christmas mood, right? It's coming up. So until next time, happy creating.